everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am doing a very low maintenance, very easy English rose inspired makeup look. This is super minimal with the amount of products I'm using and the techniques. Like, everything is just very light and easy. I mainly wanted to do this because everybody, including myself, has been obsessed with like the Euphoria makeup looks, and I feel like my skin was crying saying, please stop putting so much makeup on me for this video. Please just let me have this, like something light, something fresh, and something that I don't have to, you know, really worry about moving around a lot. So I'm going to show you guys how I did this look, and let's get started. So I already have my skin prep done. I'm moisturized with an SPF because I did go outside before filming this. I have a bit of chapstick on, and I cleanse my face with a micellar in the morning. So that's all I really do for skin prep. I don't do a lot, but it is helpful, especially when you're doing looks that are a little bit lighter and not meant to be so much, you know, I'm not changing my face shape too much for this. I'm not going for a super glam look. Like, it's just really fresh and light. So that's what we're going to focus on. So you don't want your skin prep to be, you know, not minimal. You want a happy medium. So I'm still going to start with my Blur and primer, the Pore Blur from Makeup Revolution, but I'm putting it on the back of my hand. And this looks like a lot, but there's not really that much there. I'm just going to take my sponge and kind of work it into the sponge, and we're going to press this primer in just to the places that need it the most. For me, that is right here on my cheeks, kind of the end of my nose, and start working it out. So I'm pressing it into the skin, but also spreading it out from the center. So we are going to color correct just a bit because, as you can see, I have all of this redness going on today for some reason. We're just going to, this is the Dr. Jart Cica Pear. It has tiger grass in it, which actually is going to help get rid of the redness. So it has a very kind of eucalyptus-y, like fresh earthy smell. This you can get in like this giant jar from Sephora, and I think it's like $40 to $60. Might be more than that. For foundation, I'm going to keep it pretty light. I'm going to use the Conceal and Define, which is a full coverage, but it's really the only one I have. I only have two foundations, and this is the lightest coverage of them all, but I'm taking way less than I normally would use. And like, I'm wiping the dough foot off, so there's just a little bit, and I'm gonna work in stages. So this little bit that I have on my face now, I'm going to try and make work for my whole face. So just taking the sponge and working this on the skin. So I'm moving the sponge around a lot more than I normally do. Normally I kind of just concentrate in one area so it doesn't move the product around, but today we want that product to be nice and light. So now I'm going to go in with my Pretty Fresh concealer, and I'm going in a little differently today. So I'm going to go right here along the nose and then kind of making an L just right here. This is going to brighten the inner eye. And it's not so much lifting the face, but just brightening it up and making it look healthy and like nourished and well taken care of. So I'm not gonna put anything else on the eyes right now or on the under eyes, just this little bit of concealer. And I'm not gonna conceal my chin or my nose or my upper lip. That's usually what I go in with, but today I'm keeping it simple. So for the eyes, I'm just going to start with a big fluffy brush, and this is really the only brush you're going to need. I'm going into this neutral palette from e.l.f. This is the Mad for Mattes palette, and I'm going in with this tan shade. Go right on the lid with this. Just sweeping this on, not doing anything crazy. And then for the crease, we're gonna take the same brush and go into just a slightly darker brown color. Really lightly use this to define the crease. So just following your eye shape and then blending it. So you can see this eye shape is just a little bit more defined, a little bit more awake looking, giving it some structure. And then I'm gonna go in with this light pink, and again, just tapping off the excess and going right under my brow with it. Very lightly, it'll buff out those edges and make them look more skin-like again. Okay, so now we're just gonna wake up the eyes a little bit with some liner. I'm using a brown pencil. This one is from Marcel, and it's the waterproof eyeliner in Espresso. And we're not gonna pull the eyes, we're not gonna do anything insane. We're just gonna, this is a gel pencil, so it should go on pretty smooth. Just gonna work this in that lash line. So for lashes, I'm going to go in with my Wander Beauty Mile High Club mascara. This is a much lighter mascara than my Lash Paradise, but it still provides a lot of volume. It's just not as thick. And you can skip this step if you want, but I'm gonna go in with these Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 422, just to add a little bit of, not weight, but a little bit more lash, because I do have really thin lashes. They really don't grow much. So I'm just gonna pop these on. Like I said, totally optional if you want to keep this super effortless, light, don't like wearing eyelashes, that's totally cool. So now I have this lash on. As you can see, they're not super heavy, they're not overwhelming, they're very natural and light. We are going to take a little bit of brown mascara. This is the Eye Method Volumizing Brow Mascara, and I am just going to fluff up my lashes, not my lashes, my brows, making sure I comb out any clumps that I see. Just volumize them with this, just making them like super fluffy and untamed for the moment. This is almost like teasing your hair with hairspray. Right now I'm just worried about getting the pigment into the eyebrow hair. I'm gonna go back in and just tame them a bit. Just kind of make sure there's no excess product outside the brow line, and just brush over a few here. So you can kind of see this side needs a bit more color in the front. Our eyes are not very heavy. The rest of this kind of English rosy look really depends on the fine details, like our cheeks, our contour, and our lips. But before we jump into any of that, I'm going to go in with this brown color. It's very light on this little kind of semi-circle looking brush, and we're just gonna go under the eye, but not all the way under in a circular motion. We're gonna go from the outer corner and just bring it on a diagonal. So you just take the lightest amount and bring it down like that. There's not a ton of difference, but you will probably be able to see it just because you know it's there. And that again just adds the slightest bit of definition underneath your eye, so it's not completely bare and naked underneath. So before I go in with any sort of blush or contour, we're gonna set this with some powder just to keep everything from moving around. I have the KVD Locket. Nice big brush. And I'm just gonna dab it on first. And then just gently pressing and setting the skin. So I'm not moving anything around. I'm not buffing anything out. I'm just truly setting this. You can do this with a powder puff too. For the contour, I don't want to add a ton of color. I don't want to be super bronzy. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of my contour color, and we're going to go up high. We're going to go like right about here with the contour. And again, we're going to blend this out. And I'm going to do a little bit of nose contour just to balance the face out just a bit. So I'm going to go right around here. And again, just pressing it in, not really moving a lot of product around. For blush, I'm going in with my Hello Kitty Fun with Friends color on a blush brush. This is just a really light pink, and I like to apply this with a brush just because it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So I don't like to go in, our power just flickered, super heavy with it. I'm just gonna add a touch of it right to the apples of the cheeks. See how it's very shiny? I want to just take that down a little bit. So I'm going to take that brush that we used before with no extra powder on it, just whatever's on it, and hit that again. So it's still very youthful and very blushing, but not super pink in your face. For the highlight, because we are going to highlight a bit, I'm going to take this little highlighting brush and dip into the white highlight that is in this e.l.f. palette, just because it's not super shimmery. It's more of like just a brightening powder. So we're gonna go under the eyes a bit with it. I already did the bit of my nose. And again, you can kind of use your finger just to diffuse everything out. Lips, I would say if you have like a really pretty pink or berry colored lip stain, that would be perfect for this. Something that's going to be really low maintenance. But I don't have that, so I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to use this coral color from Maybelline, but I'm going to take my nude pencil first, and we're not going to completely line our lips. I'm just going to accentuate my Cupid's bow and slightly extend that line this way, and then just accentuate the drop in my lip. As you can see already, that creates a very defined lip shape, but I don't want it to peek through that lipstick. So we're just gonna blend it with our finger. And then this is Naked Coral from Maybelline. This is one of their matte colors. And we're just gonna dab it on. Okay, so now the lips have a bit of color, but they're still very natural looking. Just very light, like I didn't go in with a bunch of coats, just something to brighten up my natural lip color. And then to set it all, I'm just gonna use my setting spray. And again, this will give us like, not only that completely set, nothing moves look, but it keeps it very dewy and fresh looking. So just very easy and manageable. So if you guys like this look, let me know down below. I'd love to see you recreate it. If you do, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one.